What's up, guys? Welcome to this video. Today we're going to do our Premier League match day 3 predictions, starting with the West London derby, Chelsea versus Fulham. So the last West London derby between Chelsea and Fulham ended up in a 2-1 victory for Fulham. And yeah, Chelsea, whenever there's a West London derby, Fulham just plays better. Like the last 2 West London derbies, they were all Fulham victories. And yeah, Chelsea, they have been splashing the cash this transfer window. They spent £262 million this transfer window, and they're willing to spend more. I think by the time this video comes out, Xavi Simons will be in a Chelsea shirt. Yeah, and I predict that this West London derby will end up in a 2-1 victory for Chelsea. Next is Wolves versus Everton. So Wolves, they're 100% getting relegated this season. If you're a Wolves fan, I'm sorry, mate. And now we have Everton, and yeah, bro, I hate Everton. I'm a huge Liverpool supporter because Liverpool. Yeah, I've been supporting Liverpool for I don't know, since like the 2022 World Cup. I've been supporting Liverpool because that's when I got into football. Yeah, you guys can call me Unk. Spam Kevinovich is our Unk in the comments. And yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. And yeah, will Wolves win? I have no idea. Will Everton win? Probably yes. We can see the win probability. It's gonna be a pretty balanced match according to the Google win probabilities. I think, yeah, Wolves, they have lost Matheus Cunha, their best player, to Man United. And yeah, it's normal if you're like a small club and then one of your players like performs very well, then all the bigger clubs like want him. I know half of the Premier League wanted Matheus Cunha. Man United signed him for £62 million. I mean, at least Wolves scammed Man United. And yeah, Everton, they signed Tyler Dibling for £40 million. They signed Jack Grealish on a season-long loan with an obligation to buy. I think Everton will win 1-0. And the next matchup is Tottenham versus Bournemouth. So Spurs have signed this transfer window, Mohamed Kudus, for £60 million. They are still pushing to sign Savinho, I think by the time this video comes out, maybe Savinho will be at Bournemouth. And yeah, and just while I'm recording this video, Jose Mourinho has been sacked by Fenerbahce, which is crazy. And before you guys know my prediction of the game, did you know that 93% of you guys aren't subscribed? Like, come on, dog, hit that subscribe button, dog, bro. It's so easy, man. Just subscribe to my channel. And Bournemouth, they sold their best player, Dan Huijsen, to Real Madrid. They also sold their second best player, Zabrani, to PSG. Like, Bournemouth, whenever they sell their best players, they still perform. Like in 2023, ahead of the 23-24 season, they sold Dominic Solanke to Spurs and they still survived. And yeah, I predict that Spurs will win this fixture 4-1. Now the next fixture is Man United versus Burnley. Oh, Man United, bro. They actually lost on penalties to Grimsby Town in the Carabao Cup. And I don't think many of you guys ever heard of Grimsby Town. If you guys haven't heard of Grimsby Town, the team in the English 4th division, they beat Man United on penalties, which is crazy, bro. And yeah, Man United, I actually lost my faith in Man United. I've been a Liverpool fan since I got into watching football. And yeah, Man United, they're an woeful team right now, so I will not be surprised if Man United actually will lose to Burnley. But if Man United don't beat Burnley, I will wear an Everton shirt. And I'm a Liverpool supporter, by the way. And yeah, if you guys don't beat Burnley, I'll wear an Everton shirt. And yeah, I'll really wear an Everton shirt if Man United don't beat Burnley. So for this once, I'm rooting for Man United. But Man United, I could literally roast here, Man United. I could literally just talk and roast Man United here for hours, maybe even days, maybe even weeks. And yeah, I also got a friend who is a Man United fan. I think Man United will win this fixture 2-0. Now Sunderland versus Brentford. So So according to the Google win probabilities, where you see right down there, it says it's going to be a pretty well-balanced match. Well, yeah, but we all know Brentford are a very unpredictable team. And yeah, Sunderland, they started this season by absolutely demolishing West Ham 3-0. And then in their second game, yeah, they did lose 2-0 to Burnley. And now, will they beat Brentford? Will they have a win? Or will it be a draw? I don't know. But we all know. But Sunderland, they have spent like around £120 million this transfer window. And while Brentford sold their best player, Brian Mbeumo, to Man United. And the second best player, Johan Wissa, wants to go to Newcastle. He wants to leave. He's probably going to end up in Newcastle by the time this video comes out. Yes, and guys, I'm going to go boring on this one and say that this will end in a 1-1 draw. So the next game is Leeds United versus Newcastle. So Leeds United, they absolutely got battered by Arsenal 5-0 last game week. I watched that game. Why? Because Victor Gyökeres and Calafiori were in my Premier League fantasy team. And you know what, guys? I'm showing a picture of my game week 3 Premier League fantasy team. And please rate my team in the comments. So anyways, so back to Leeds versus Newcastle United. I think Newcastle will win. They just signed Nick Votemade, 85 million euros or pounds. And Bayern München, they really wanted to sign Nick Votemade, but Newcastle grabbed him. Yeah, because, once you're in the Bundesliga, you're like a young talent in the Bundesliga. You're basically like guaranteed to end up in Bayern someday, but most don't want to end up at Bayern, so they choose the Premier League. Anyways, 3-0 Newcastle. And now the next fixture is Brighton versus Man City. So Brighton, they are quite decent, and yeah, they sold João Pedro to Chelsea. Yet another player from Brighton to Chelsea. I think Brighton or Chelsea should be one club. Okay, I was joking on that one. And okay, so Brighton versus Man City. So Man City, they signed Ryan Cherki, they signed Johnny Reinders, and yeah, Man City, they did lose KDB to the Serie A champions Napoli, and yeah, will Man City win this fixture? Will Brighton win this fixture? I don't know. I think City will win this fixture, and yeah, City, they lost 2-0 to Spurs, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a 2-0 victory for City. And then the next fixture is Nottingham Forest versus West Ham. West Ham, last game week, they got battered 5-1 to Chelsea. They got demolished. And yeah, Lucas Paqueta did score an absolute screamer in the 6th minute, but then they lost 5-1, yeah. They conceded, and 3 of those goals from corners. West Ham, if you're watching this, you guys should learn how to defend from corners. I'm not expert at corners. I'm quite decent at corners in FIFA, but we all know FIFA is sadly not real life. I wish FIFA would be real life, and Nottingham Forest, they're a good team, and yes, they did lose Anthony Elanga to Newcastle, but Nottingham Forest, they're a good team. Like we all expect them to get relegated, but they overperform. They escape relegation and finish top 5 or something. They're a good team. Will Nottingham Forest win this fixture? Absolutely. What scoreline? I think it will be a 3-0 victory for Nottingham Forest. Now the next fixture, Liverpool versus Arsenal, the game of the week. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. It's the best club in the world. We're going to beat Arsenal. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Yeah, Arsenal, they do have Victor Gyökeres, who was invisible on his debut versus Man United, but scored a brace against Leeds United. Will he score against Liverpool? Probably. Do I hope he will score a goal against Liverpool? I don't know. I'm a Liverpool fan, but he is in my Premier League fantasy team. But Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, Wirtz, they're also in my Premier League fantasy team. I need Liverpool to perform. Do I want to draw? No, I want a Liverpool win. Why do I want to win? Why? Because Liverpool is the best football club in the world, and it's also the football club I support. It's a team I've been supporting since I got into watching football. And yeah, Liverpool, we're going to win. We're going to beat Arsenal 2-1. Let's go to the next match, which is the final fixture of this game week. It is Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, they did lose their best player, Abrachieze, to Arsenal, and they are most likely going to lose Mogwai to Liverpool. But Liverpool, come on, we already signed Giovanni Leone. Why do we need Mogwai? I have no idea. But yeah, Mogwai, he will leave Crystal Palace this summer. And yeah, Aston Villa, they had quite an underwhelming start to the Premier League this season. Will Aston Villa win this game? Nah, I think Aston Villa will win this game 1-0. That was the video. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.